Hello students, how are you all today? This is Ashar Khan from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota, and today we'll be learning the next topic in our chapter, Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. We've already covered one topic in our previous lecture. Now we'll be moving on in this chapter. So please open your book on page number 56 and we'll start with the topic Hitler's Rise to Power. In this video, we'll be learning about Hitler, who he was, what he did, how he grew up. We will cover all this topic. We will also discuss the Second World War, how it started, which countries fought in the Second World War, and so on. So let us begin. I hope you're all excited to learn this amazing chapter. So we begin. Here is a picture of Adolf Hitler, the dictator of Germany. Let us learn more about him now. So you see, Adolf Hitler was born in Austria in 1889. And he spent most of his life in poverty. He was born as a poor person and he was born in Austria. During the First World War, he enrolled in the army as a messenger. Okay? Then he became a corporal and earned himself medals for bravery. The German defeat horrified him. We already learned in our earlier lecture that in the First World War, Germany was defeated, right? So the German defeat horrified him and the Versailles Treaty made him furious. We already learned that the Treaty of Versailles was not received well by the Germans, correct? That is why Hitler was also angry with the Treaty of Versailles because of the facts that Germany was made to accept. In 1919, he joined a small group called the German Workers' Party. Underline this in your books. Okay? So far it's been simple. Let's move on. Let's learn more about his life now. What did Hitler do next? He subsequently took over the party and renamed it the Nationalist Socialist German Workers' Party. Okay, he renamed the party he joined to Nationalist Socialist German Workers' Party, and this party came to be known as the Nazi Party. The followers of the party were called the Nazis. In 1923, Hitler planned to seize control of Bavaria, which is a neighboring country, march to Berlin and capture power. Now, Hitler was already planning on conquest. Conquest means attacking other countries and merging them with your own to increase your resources. He failed and he was arrested, tried for treason and later released. He didn't succeed in controlling Bavaria. He was arrested, tried, he had a trial, but he was later released from the courts. Now, it was during the Great Depression, when American economy collapsed, that Nazism became a mass movement. When the American economy collapsed, Nazism became a mass movement. Many people began to join Hitler's side. As we know, in 1929, German economy collapsed. Okay, we already covered this in our earlier video. In such a situation, Nazi propaganda stirred hopes of a better future. What does this word here means, propaganda? It means when a media targets a particular message to affect the minds of people. Okay? In 1928, the Nazi party got no more than 2.6% votes in the Reichstag. We know now that Reichstag means German parliament. In 1928, the party was not so successful and not so popular amongst Germans. But by 1932, it had become the largest party with 37% of votes. So Hitler was slowly gaining supporters. Now, Hitler devised a new style of politics. He was a powerful speaker. He promised people to build a strong nation. Now we know that Germany's conditions at the end of the First World War was very bad. The economic collapse and people were very poor. So Hitler promised them, Hitler made certain promises to people to build a strong nation, undo the Treaty of Versailles. What did he say to the people? That I will remove the Treaty of Versailles so that Germany will not have to pay war compensation to other countries and restore the dignity of the German people. Okay? He promised employment for those looking for work and a secure future for the youth. Earlier, we learned that the youth in the Nazi Germany took to criminal activities because there were no jobs. So Hitler promised them jobs, he promised for work and a secure future for the youth. The Nazis held massive rallies. Massive means big. Big rallies and public meetings to demonstrate the support for Hitler and instill a sense of unity among the people. Now Hitler knew that there is strength in number. So what did he do? He organized massive rallies and meetings so that other people can also see what kind of people are joining, and it should motivate them to join. Now, his symbols were the red banners with the swastika, the Nazi salute and the speeches were all part of this spectacle of power. He wanted to show that I have so much power, I have so many supporters, so that other people would also join his side. Nazi propaganda projected Hitler as a messiah, which means savior, as someone who had arrived to deliver people from their distress. Soon after what happened, जितने भी newspapers थे, media posters थे, वो हिटलर को एक savior के रूप में दिखाने लग गए. Means that Hitler was presented as a savior who can deliver German people to a better future. And the German people whose pride and dignity were shattered, and now the German people who were living in poverty, जो गरीबी में रह रहे थे, they were motivated by Hitler. They were attracted to his words. And who were living in a time of acute economic and political crisis began to support him blindly. Okay, so now we see that Hitler is making so much of empty promises, he is making promises again and again, and the people are beginning to support him. Now this was a symbol of the Nazi party. You may recognize this symbol as a swastika, correct? Hitler took this sacred symbol and corrupted it and made it the symbol of his political party, the Nazi party. Then this was the Nazi salute. Everyone gathered at the rally was required to hail Hitler, means take out his hand and say hail Hitler. Now the destruction of democracy. Now Hitler was an enemy of democracy. How so? He was a dictator. He wanted to control the people of Germany, correct? And that was not possible if democracy, means equal rights to everyone, was in Germany, correct? On 30 January 1933, Hitler achieved the highest position in the cabinet of ministers. Having acquired power, Hitler set out to dismantle the structures of a democratic rule. The Fire Decree of 28 February 1933, he passed a law which is called the Fire Decree of 28 February 1933. What did the law do? It suspended the civic rights like freedom of speech, press and assembly. Now people did not have the power to speak openly, to publish what they want to publish, and to assemble peacefully. They did not have these rights at all. He also started sending the communists to newly established concentration camps. What are concentration camps? Where people are sent, they are tortured and then they are killed. Those institutions are called concentration camps. We will learn about it in our next topics. On 3 March 1933, the famous Enabling Act was passed. What was the Enabling Act? This is very important, so please underline it. This act established dictatorship in Germany, which means on 3 March 1933, Germany became a dictatorship. It gave Hitler all powers to sideline parliament and rule by decree. On 3rd March 1933, Hitler finally became the dictator of Germany. He had all the powers now. All political parties were banned except the Nazi party and its affiliates. जितनी भी parties थी वो सब ban हो गई except the Nazi party, and the affiliates means parties who were connected to Nazi party. The state established complete control over the economy, media, army and judiciary. Special surveillance and security forces were created to control the people and order society on ways that the Nazi wanted. Now there were special forces, secret spies who were placed among the people so that Hitler can know who is supporting him and who is not. This was the Nuremberg rally of 1936. People in tens of thousands used to gather to show their support to Hitler. See how organized the entire rally is. Why? Why is it so? Because Hitler knew the power that the his organization, his Nazi party had, so that others also feel attracted toward it. Now, he began the process of reconstruction, which means acquiring Germany to its former glory. Hitler assigned the responsibility of economic recovery to the economist Hjalmar Schacht. The state-funded project produced the famous German superhighways and the people's car, the Volkswagen. We already know so far that German people were living in very much poverty, right? So Hitler promised them all cars. He said that one day it will come, that one day you will all own a car, and he named the car Volkswagen, which means people's car in German. Soon, because of his quick foreign policies, Hitler reoccupied the Rhineland in 1936. We learned in our earlier video that that the Rhineland was taken over by the Allied forces. But in 1936, Hitler took it back. and integrated Austria and Germany in 1938 under the slogan "One people, one empire and one leader." Now, Austria, in the country in which Hitler was born, he integrated means merged, combined the two countries into Germany, and he gave the slogan "One people, one empire, one leader." Okay? Now, soon after what he did, he then wrested the German-speaking Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia and gobbled up the entire country. He didn't stop at Austria only. His plan was to control as much countries as he can, right? उसका plan क्या था कि जितनी भी आसपास की countries हैं उसको जर्मनी में मिला लूँ. That is why Sudetenland is another country which he gobbled up, which means he again merged it in Germany. These quick successes at home and abroad made Hitler quite famous. Many more people began to support him openly now. Now these all successes, Hitler was finally getting so much of success that people began to support him openly. Hitler now began preparing for a war as a way to recover from the economic crisis. Now Hitler knew that the only way for Germany to recover is through war, कि युद्ध से वो आसपास के देशों के जो resources हैं वो भी अपने देश में मिला लेगा. Resources were to be accumulated by expansion of territory. Expansion of territory means अपना area बढ़ाना. Now this is a map of Europe in 1942. It shows all the countries. Okay, let us see. Here it is Germany. Then the power cooperating with the Axis are highlighted in red, which are Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria and Finland. These were the powers who were with Germany, the Axis. Then in green there are territories under German occupation. The green areas are those where Germany was occupying them by force, which are France, Yugoslavia, Ukraine, Poland, Estonia, Lithuania and Norway. Then the yellow part is Italy and its territory. Italy was also an ally of Germany. And then in purple we have the neutral countries, which are Sweden, Swiss, Spain and Ireland. Okay, you can find this map in your book as well. Now we come to the Second World War. In the earlier videos we learned about the First World War. Now we will be learning about the Second World War. Let us begin. The Second World War started in 1939 and lasted till 1945. Okay, there were two teams, Axis powers and the Allies. In the First World War there were Central powers and Allies. Now there were Axis powers. Okay, remember which names were used in which wars. In Axis powers we had Germany, Italy and Japan. And in the Allies we had France, Great Britain, Soviet Union. Don't get confused. Soviet Union is a word for Russia only, and the USA, which joined later. Okay, so these were the countries who were fighting in the Second World War, but USA joined later. Keep this in mind. Let us learn more about the Second World War now. In September 1939, Germany invaded Poland, and this started a war with France and England. Germany attacked the neighboring country, Poland, which started the war, which started the Second World War. In September 1940, a tripartite pact was signed between Germany, Italy and Japan, strengthening Hitler's claim to international power. Underline this, what was the tripartite act? It was a pact in which Germany, Italy and Japan merged and began to work together in the war. By the end of 1940, Hitler was at the pinnacle of his power. Pinnacle means top. Hitler अपनी चरम power पर पहुंच चुका था. Hitler now moved towards Eastern Europe. He wanted more food supplies and living space for Germans. Hitler's dream was for a better future for German people, and that's what he wanted. So he began towards Eastern Europe. Okay? He attacked the Soviet Union in June 1941. Hitler was again and again attacking other countries so that he could take their resources as well. The Soviet Red Army inflicted a crushing and humiliating defeat on Germany. He lost that battle at Stalingrad and reached the heart of Berlin. Okay, so meanwhile the USA had resisted involvement in the war. अभी तक USA ने war join नहीं करा था, correct? Why? Because it didn't want to face all the economic problems that the First World War had caused. We know that after the First World War, USA's economy also collapsed, right? The Great Depression we call it. USA ने अभी तक war में participate क्यों नहीं किया था? Because it did not want to face all these things again. But it could not stay out of the war for long. But he had to join. Why he had to join? When Japan extended its support to Hitler and bombed the US base at Pearl Harbor, Japan bombed a base at US Pearl Harbor, the US decided to enter the Second World War. and the war ended in May 1945 with Hitler's defeat. Hitler was finally defeated in May 1945, and the US, America, dropped 2 atom bombs on the Japanese cities Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and it marked the end of the Second World War. Hitler was finally defeated by the Allies, and in 1945 May, the Second World War was also over. But the thing is, Hitler was very clever. He knew that he will lose as soon as USA joined. So what did he do? Hitler's aftermath. Anticipating what was coming, Hitler and his propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels and his entire family committed suicide collectively in his bunker on April 30, 1945. A month before, they knew that they will lose, Germany will lose the Second World War as well, and Hitler had to face the punishment for his crimes, right? He killed all these people. Hitler was very clever. He knew that he will face the punishment. So to escape the punishment, his entire family and his minister Joseph Goebbels committed suicide on April 30, 1945, which means they ended their own life. Under the shadow of the Second World War, Germany had waged a genocidal war. What is genocidal? In which a large number of innocents are killed without mercy. Mass murdering selected groups of innocent Europeans. We'll be covering this in our next video, okay? Nazis were then prosecuted for crimes against peace. Now these were the charges which were filed against the Nazis, people who supported Hitler. What were the charges? Crimes against peace, war crimes, and crimes against humanity. They killed so many people. Okay, we'll be learning more about what they did in our next video. Until then, we are here only. Helmut's story. Children, in the beginning of the chapter there is a short story which you should read. Okay, in that story you will read there is an 11-year-old boy, and the boy's father was worried that the Allies will do the same as what he did with the crippled and the Jews. In that story, the boy's father is worried that he will now be punished. Why would he be punished? Because Helmut's father was also considering killing his entire family or committing suicide alone. Why so? Because he was a supporter of Adolf Hitler. Helmut's father in the story was a supporter of Adolf Hitler and his Nazi party. In the end of that story, we learn that Helmut's father killed himself to escape the punishment that was waiting for him. Just to escape the punishment that now it will be given to him, he also killed himself in the story. Why? Because he was a Nazi and he helped Hitler to kill many people. This was it for this chapter, students. Thank you so much. I hope you all learned well from this video, and the next and the last topic of this chapter we will be covering in our next video. I hope you are fine. Thank you so much.